Boom! It's
Boom.
another watch along here on Fans of Something. Tonight, ladies and gents, we are going to be watching one of the all-time greats, Psycho, right here, baby. We're not watching it alone. We do have our special guest, James from 20th and 21st Movies, making his second appearance on the channel.
Yes, happy to have him back.
Yep.
Great guy.
He's actually in a conference or at a conference, so he's in a hotel room, but he's wiring in from the hotel room.
Yeah, which is awesome that he would,
Do
amidst
that.
the conference,
Yeah.
come hang with us.
Yeah, that he would put aside some time. It does help that this is one of his all-time favorite movies.
Yes.
It's not like we're asking him to watch, I don't know, The Jungle Book or something.
The Jungle Book.
You know, I don't know. Maybe The Jungle Book is one of James's favorite movies. We'll find out. But we are watching Psycho 1960. We're not watching the remake tonight.
Vince Vaughn.
We're not watching Vince Vaughn tonight. No. Maybe another time. But before we bring James in, really quickly, I just want to show off a couple things here because, when you have the memorabilia, might as well show it off, right?
Yeah, when else can you?
So in case anyone doesn't know, there is a lovely Funko Pop of Mr. Alfred Hitchcock available, and he is holding the Psycho clipboard,
which is a neat little detail.
which is an incredible detail. One of my all-time favorite Funko Pops in the collection.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we also have, we're not watching it on here, but we do have this really cool VHS tape.
It'd be really cool to watch it on there, but it's just not hooked up over here.
Yeah, not quite, but yeah. So we got a VHS of Psycho, but we are watching the Blu-ray, and I believe James is watching the digital version. So without further ado, stop dilly-dallying, ladies and gentlemen, psychos of all ages, Mr. James.
Hello, how are y'all doing, Eddie? Hey,
How's it going?
how's it going? Happy
Good.
Monday night. I'm excited
Yes.
for this. I cannot
Way to
wait.
start off the week.
Jungle Book is one of my all-time favorites, and I cannot wait to watch this tonight with y'all. So this is going to be so much fun. I love that movie. Haven't seen it in a long time, but I'm looking forward to it.
Now, the original or the live action remake?
The original. The original. Yeah.
All right.
Jungle Book, let's do it.
Jungle Book. All right, we're switching it up.
No, I'm just kidding. Psycho all the way tonight. I mean, and I'm glad you mentioned the remake with Vince Vaughn and of course the late rest in peace Anne Heche. That's an example of a movie that I look at and I think, why? Why did they bother? It's like, I mean, it was literally shot for shot. And I mean, I like Vince Vaughn, and Anne Heche was, she was fine. I mean, but it was not necessary. It's like, skip it.
That was a question I had for you. I was a little on the fence. Like, would he, criticize it for being like unnecessary, or would he have an appreciation for, the shot for shot? But you answered my question.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the attempt, but it was just unnecessary for me. But I do love, and I highly recommend to people that as far as a companion piece to this movie is Bates Motel. So, the TV series.
Yep.
So this is of course, one of Hitchcock's greatest films, and the TV series Bates Motel is sort of a prequel to this movie, and they take a little bit, so it gives you a little bit of background on Norman Bates before the events of this film, but they take you in a slightly different direction. So they take a little bit of creative license to go in some different directions than you might expect if you're familiar with the movie, but it complements the movie really well because it just gives you a little bit of backstory on, I wonder, what was the backstory of this Norman Bates, before the events of the movie. So, and Freddie Highmore and Vera Farmiga are just wonderful in that series. It's 5 seasons. It played on AMC, and I have all 5 of them on Blu-ray, and I definitely recommend checking that out.
Yeah,
after watching Psycho.
Yes, of course. But the thing about that series, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't it take place in modern times, but it's supposed to be a prequel?
It does. And it's sort of it takes place in modern times, but I think it complements this movie really well in the sense that It's not. It's almost like an alternate universe, if you would, because they do sort of take a little bit of liberty with it, but it still
Sure.
complements it pretty well, I think, and just sort of
Huh.
gives you an idea of, okay, so this, is a little bit of that dynamic between Norman and his mother before the events of Psycho, and it sort of gives you a different perspective on, you know, how he became the man he became. You know,
Have you seen the 1987, I believe, movie Bates Motel?
I have not. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that.
I was curious
Is it
if it
good?
had, like I have not. I figured being the Hitchcock fan that you are, you might have, but I was curious
No, I
as to
haven't seen that.
if it
I, I,
has,
um,
like, any relation other than the namesake to the series.
I haven't seen it. I'll definitely have to check it out, though. I didn't even know that existed. But check it out.
Yeah. Yep. And I do know you at least recommend Psycho 2. You speak highly of Psycho 2.
Yes, yes. I think the Psycho sequels with Anthony Perkins, I think they did a great job with those. I mean, those are a
All
lot
of
of
them?
fun to watch. Pretty much. I mean, Psycho 2 and I believe Psycho 3 at least are, I thought they were really good, for me.
Okay.
I mean, they don't beat the original, of course, but I thought they were pretty good, continuations of the story.
Yeah. I mean, we
I
have them
thought.
all here, so we're definitely
Yep.
planning on at least Psycho 2 tomorrow night. We're
Yeah.
gonna watch Psycho 2.
Yeah. I think it's
Um,
pretty good. I definitely want to hear what you guys think of it after you have a chance to see it.
yeah, definitely.
I'm a little weary because I'm not a sequel person. Like, unless you give me a real good convincing, I tend to avoid sequels at all costs. But,
Yep.
Yeah.
but I'm making an exception.
Okay. Yep.
So I'll let you know.
All right, here we
Okay.
go. Let's quickly go through the chat, and then we'll get the movie rolling. Welcome
All
back,
right.
James.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
I'll say that to you as well, but Laren's saying it to you in the chat here. I don't know. Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Hey, Laren.
We got Tony's Movies and More. We got
Hello.
Mizzy. Good old
Hey,
Mizzy.
Mizzy.
All these guys just did a meetup recently at Bull Moose. Really jealous.
Yeah, I saw that. Sue and the Durant Cinema. It's awesome.
Yep.
David Durant Cinema. It's cool.
Yep. Hey there, Ed,
And
Haley,
and I
and
think
Jane.
Mika as well was up there.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Um,
Dang.
yeah, right. Well, I mean, we'll be
Hello,
meeting up
Adrian.
with Dave and Tony shortly here.
But it's the convenience that they all have being so close.
So close, yeah. Bates Motel was great, says Mizzy.
Oh yeah.
And
Very-
speaking of Mika, hello Mika. Mika,
Hey,
yes.
Mika.
Mika has been on some other channels that I watch, so I'm very familiar with Mika.
Yep.
I actually just watched KB Loves Movies conversation with
Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out. Oh, so that's
yeah.
out now? Okay.
Yep,
Awesome.
yep, it's out. Yep.
Oh, she was
And,
awesome.
and I agree with you, Mika on Vera Farmiga. She was just awesome in that series, as well as Freddie Highmore. Just fantastic.
Yep.
Happy to see her here while we watch our spooky movies because she was just on Huck's trivia, the horror theme.
Yep. Last week, that was really good.
It was
We got
awesome.
Rock Music Forever. What's going on? Everyone's saying hello
Howdy,
to
howdy.
everyone. I love how everyone says hello to everyone.
Yeah, of course.
hmm
We're all
Really
friends
like
here.
Psycho 2 as well. Haven't seen the
Yeah.
other sequels. All right. Very
hmm
good to know. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jared.
Hello, Jared.
James, I'm surprised you speak highly, or at least okayly, of Psycho 4 because, like, being a TV movie and all.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Psycho 4, I don't remember as well. But I can definitely say that Psycho 2 and 3, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
4, I don't remember it as well. But
4,
2 and 3 are definitely.
parts of 4, I believe, were filmed at Universal Studios in Florida. Because remember, like when the park opened, they actually had the Bates Motel as part of like the theme park itself. So I believe they shot parts of the 4th movie at the theme park in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
That That's
Interesting.
because love Universal Studios. So when we get to there, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out, make sure. It'll be cool to be like, oh, that's Universal Studios. How cool is that? Psycho 2 is a brilliant sequel, says Laren.
Hey.
Mika, glad to be joining you all tonight. Well, we're glad you're here. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, Hector. And it's a John Wick. I mean, this is a dead giveaway. This is a dead giveaway that this is a Durant hater. I'm just calling it out right now. Hector, behave. That's all I'm going to say. I trust you right now. Don't be a Durant hater.
Oh,
don't be a Durant hater. I'm telling you, James. Every single stream it happens, and I'm telling you, it's probably going to be this guy, right? That's how bad it is. We're getting good at picking them out. Mizzy, don't say hi to Hector until we know that he's good. Christy, we know is good. Christy, we know is good. Hello, fans of something and James. Welcome back.
Hey, Christy.
Welcome back. All right, so everyone, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's get this show on the road.
Yes, let's get the show on the road. We've been dilly-dallying for about 12 minutes. So we have both of our copies. We have it synced up for anyone watching along with us. We have it synced up at 00000. So if you were to press play, hypothetically, Universal Studios, the logo would come across the screen. That's where we're at.
Okay.
Cool.
This waiting screen is pretty neat.
So
all right.
Let me get out of this thing. How do I do it? Oh, there we go.
The movie's paused. It's not like just a black screen. It actually had like a little graphic design of Universal.
It's a moving menu. All right, here we go. On the count of 3, we're going to count down 3, 2, 1 on play. You hit your play button wherever you are in the world watching along with us, as well as James will hit play on his iPad. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. So now we hear the iconic dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun. You're behind.
See the spinning globe there coming across the globe.
Yeah.
And the Universal scripting coming across.
Yep. Oh man. This is okay. So this is the oldest movie that we're going to be watching along for a live watch alongs, correct? 1960.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, it's a good one.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, what? Like it just starts like immediately. It just goes right into it.
Yes.
Talk about like an instant hook. All you have to see is Alfred Hitchcock's name, and it's like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan Jones had a few months ago asked the question, "Is there a perfect movie?" And to me, the answer to that question, for me at least, is no. There's no such thing as a perfect movie, but this is one of those handful of movies that, to me, comes as close as perfect. It comes close. It comes real close for me.
Now, there's a movie. I don't know if you've seen it, James. It's called Buried with it has Ryan Reynolds. Do you know this movie?
Okay. No.
Okay. It's basically he's buried alive in a coffin. The entire movie, 90 minutes, takes place with Ryan Reynolds in a coffin.
Oh my God.
The reason I bring it up, though, is the opening credits to that movie take inspiration from this opening sequence right here.
Okay.
So that's one of my all-time favorite movies, Buried. So when I watch this, I'm like, oh, yes. I mean, I've heard the director of that movie talk about how much Hitchcock meant to him. So it's cool to see how he incorporated these like kind of like passing lines that we're seeing on the screen, you know?
It's inspired so many films. And this film is studied in film schools all around the world, particularly that shower scene, the way it was edited and everything. It's just, of course, music by Bernard Herrmann.
He did the Twilight Zone, right? Bernard Herrmann.
I'm not sure about that, but he did a lot of Hitchcock scores. He did Taxi Driver for Scorsese.
Can someone in the chat fact check me there? I'm pretty sure Bernard Herrmann was the composer on the Twilight Zone with Rod Serling. I'm pretty sure.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Right? Like, I wonder how they landed on Phoenix, Arizona.
Friday, December the 11th.
That's when we should have watched this. Dang it.
Well, wait. What day does Friday?
And we should have watched it at 2:43 p.m. That's when we should have scheduled it. That's when we should have scheduled the stream.
What day does the 11th come on?
I love it.
Very specific.
What I mean, like the camera work
it's a
is
Sunday.
impeccable. The camera work's impeccable.
Just wonderful.
Like that was that like what for 1960? Like how that camera went into the window and now we're moving out of the
Mhm.
window. Wow.
Yeah, if I like had a time machine, like I would love to be on the set of like a film being made anywhere like to the
Yeah.
60s prior. Just because that's like a whole different world. Like incredible. The art
Oh,
that
yeah.
came from like this.
Of course, this is Jamie Lee Curtis's mother, which is another insane fact.
Janet
Talk about
Leigh, yeah.
old.
Speaking
Absolutely
of, are
insane.
y'all planning to see Halloween Ends this weekend? Or are
Oh
you gonna
yeah.
watch it in the theaters or on Peacock?
Oh no, we're going to the theaters. We didn't last year. Last year we streamed Kills on Peacock.
Well, because you could only stream it.
No, it was in theaters. I'm pretty sure
No, it's not.
Kills wasn't in theaters.
I think it was. Wasn't it in theaters? I think it was.
I thought it was. I thought it was. But we
Yeah.
did stream it on Peacock for some reason. I don't remember why.
Well, it just made me
Um,
think.
Maybe because it was free or something. I don't know. But we're 100% seeing Halloween Ends. I mean, you have to see it in a theater. This is like
Yeah.
quite literally the end. So
Supposedly the end.
Yeah. Until the next.
but no, I did today I went to Target. Target's having a buy one get one 50% off on their physical media. So
Okay.
I went in and they had the Scream Factory of Halloween with the slipcover. Then they had the 4K of Halloween 2018 with a slipcover and the 4K of Halloween Kills with a slipcover. So I was like, done deal.
Cool.
It's time to bite the bullet.
I mean, with a deal like that.
And Janet Leigh was in one of the Halloween movies with Jamie Lee.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She was in, which one was she in? She was either in H2O or Resurrection. And her
I haven't seen those.
Jamie Lee share screen time together. It's really cool.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But imagine being Jamie Lee's daughter and say, "Oh yeah, my mom was in Halloween and my grandma was in Psycho."
Oh, insane. Insane.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mika. I mean, that music, I mean, Bernard Herrmann was just the man was a genius. I mean, I think he did Vertigo as well. I think he did the score for Vertigo. He did
Wow.
Taxi Driver. He did so many great films. Just a master.
Iconic.
And then we got Jared. I've seen 1920s films. Yeah, no. I mean, we've definitely seen older films. I think this just so happens to be the oldest film in our lineup of watch-alongs.
For October.
Mhm.
Yeah. Has anyone seen Peeping Tom, the British version of Psycho? No, I never saw that.
Is it any good?
Are we talking about the one on the Criterion Collection? Because
I don't know.
I don't remember it being British. I could be wrong. But if so,
You've seen it?
yes, I have.
Wow. Look at you.
Yeah, and that was in the 60s.
Huh. Yes, he was for Twilight Zone. Cool.
Thank you, Mika.
Oh, he did? Okay. Thank you, Mika.
Which I mean just adds to his legacy, right? One of the all-time greatest television shows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
No, but I think it was mentioned in Scream 4 when Ghostface is quizzing Kirby, LOL.
What?
Wait, hold on. Yeah. What is he at Rockstar? Are you talking about Rock Music Forever? The camera work is incredible. 100% agree.
Oh, yeah.
Janet Leigh is gorgeous.
She is.
Yeah, so, when I think about this film, I think about just, in terms of it being near perfect, in terms of just all the aspects of filmmaking from the, camera work you're talking about, the way it was edited, the way it's paced. It feels like there's nothing in here that's unnecessary or fluff, or they could have cut. I don't think there's anything they could cut in this movie. It's all purposeful,
Yep.
It's a very smart movie.
Mhm.
Like,
I mean,
you
this
know-
first part here, and with Janet Leigh is just, and then the rest of the film, it's almost like two movies in one. I mean, it's just,
Yes.
it's just crazy.
Did we We didn't miss Hitchcock's cameo yet, have we?
We haven't seen it yet.
Okay. I know he likes to appear outside windows and stuff. So.
And he never
coming up.
speaks.
Yeah, it'll come up in a few minutes.
And he never speaks. Totally the opposite of M. Night Shyamalan. He loves sticking himself in his movies. I love M. Night Shyamalan, but he loves sticking himself in his movies and having it like a substantial role.
Yep.
Very self-indulgent a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw or if you're a fan of M. Night, but he just announced. Okay, cool. He just announced that
he has another movie coming out, doesn't he?
In 2024. Yep.
I still need to watch my copy of Old. I have that on 4K. I haven't watched it. I've had it for a few months now. I still haven't watched it yet.
James, everyone poops on that movie, but
really,
Haley and I absolutely adore it. I mean, I adore it. I don't know
okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Good. I don't know. Adore is a little too far. I think it's good.
Yeah, it's is good. Like okay. It's a feature-length Twilight Zone episode.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, I need to check that out sometime.
But yeah, people do poop on it. Yeah. Absolutely.
I thought it was people just considered it to be average. I didn't realize there was like criticism.
No, like I saw it on multiple worst of lists.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's just it's because it's unfortunately M. Night is he messed himself up in that middle part of his career and it's followed him ever since.
And people just can't let that go, huh?
Nope.
Well, our theater experience was certainly memorable.
Yeah. Kill was in theaters. Thank you, Rock Music.
Nobody listen to me. I know nothing.
Tony also says Kills was in theaters.
Yeah, it was in theaters and on Peacock.
Yeah, Kills the same thing in theaters and streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch it either late Friday night or it's probably gonna have to be Sunday because I'll be in Athens. Of course, Georgia Bulldogs have homecoming on Saturday. They're playing Vanderbilt, so we'll be up there with the family in Athens, and but maybe Sunday may catch Halloween Ends.
Yep. I mean, this is one of those movies that you don't want to wait too long to see because you know people are going to spoil it.
Spoilers, yeah.
So you have to kind of jump on it if you actually care about it not being spoiled. So, yes, it was H2O. Okay, cool. Yep. I knew it was one of those Halloween
where
movies.
They appeared together.
Yep. She had a cameo in H2O, which that's just like, that is so cool. But the funny part is I've been watching some Jamie Lee Curtis interviews and she says like in her family, they don't watch horror movies at all. Like at all.
Oh, okay.
Ironic.
Which is so ironic.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's kind of like a blessing in disguise because I mean, you have people who do watch horror movies and you know, like all the tropes of, you know, final girls and whatever. Well, they're just they're acting like to be afraid like a person. You know what I mean? Like it's not influenced by horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's amazing how Hitchcock can just communicate so much just by showing you something and not saying anything. He just shows you the money in the envelope, shows you the suitcase.
Now, why does she steal it again? Is she just greedy, or is there another motive? I forget.
To get married, right? To elope?
I think to get married to that guy. I think and escape.
Okay.
You know, Phoenix.
Got it.
Yeah, I thought it was to elope.
A lapse in judgment, unfortunately. That no.
Yeah. Well,
now the interesting thing, the funny thing about the remake, so she's stealing $40,000. I think in the remake they bump it up to $400,000.
Something like that. You know, to be more indicative of what would be meaningful in modern times.
Yeah, because if they stole $40,000, they'd be like, take it.
Yeah, like, oh well.
Yeah, who cares? We're not going to chase it. I absolutely, one of my favorite characters in this movie is the police officer that just follows her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He is so
with the sunglasses. Yeah.
Yeah, he is the weirdest dude in a movie. Watch, you'll see it coming up here. How he just stands across the street and watches her.
Talk about a red herring.
Oh, they were in the fog. How come you didn't know that?
Because I tried to erase that movie from my brain.
You don't like The Fog.
No, I
Oh,
hate
y'all
The Fog.
didn't. You didn't like The Fog?
No, I saw it on my own time, and it was so boring. It was
Oh,
a
okay.
drag.
Because
I'm
Jamie Lee
sorry.
Curtis is in that one, right? Jamie Lee Curtis and I forgot who else. I have the 4K up, but I haven't watched it yet. I need to check it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, rock
Oh, here
music
comes
is.
Hitch. Here comes Hitch. Um,
Where is he?
um, that's a guy from the bank, but Hitch should be coming up here.
Hitch, where are you, Hitch? Every time we say Hitch, I keep thinking of Will Smith.
Oh,
I have seen that movie.
That's a great movie, Hitch, with Will Smith.
Did we miss it?
maybe
think
we.
missed
I think we may have missed him. Okay, I think we may have missed him. Oh,
it. That's depressing.
Start over. Start the
Yeah,
whole thing over.
Forget it. Redo. Cancel the stream.
Right? Dang it.
And he's very like distinguished too.
Yeah.
His bald head.
James, did you ever see the movie Hitchcock with Anthony Perkins? Or not with Perkins, Anthony Hopkins?
I have not. I have not. Is it good?
It's an interesting movie. I saw it when it came out, so that was what, 2012, somewhere in there. So I was kind of young. I feel like I need to see it again. But it does document the whole process of him trying to adapt Psycho.
Here's your favorite police officer.
Oh, he's great. He's absolutely great.
Also, can I just say, can we bring back cars with a benched front seat?
Yeah.
Would kill for one of those. But
Oh, and roll down windows. Roll down
Yeah.
windows. So I drive a Mustang, and it's one of those when you close it, like the window goes up slightly.
Yeah.
Right now it's not doing that. Right now, when I close the door, it stays down a little bit. So I got to take it to the Ford dealer. And seeing stuff like that makes me go, why did we get rid of the crank
The
windows?
ability to crank it down.
Yeah. Why did we do that? Because now when the sensor doesn't work, my window doesn't go up all the way.
And the problem with that is
Oh
rain.
no.
Yeah, the problem's rain. When it rains, water comes in. So
Wah, wah, wah.
anyways, I digress. Laren loves The Fog, so
I know.
don't speak ill of The Fog in front of Laren.
I know, but I think Lauren already knows that I don't like it. So it's okay.
Eddie's Films and Stuff. What's going on,
Hello.
Eddie?
Uh-oh. Hey, Eddie.
Eddie too.
May I see
Eddie
your
too.
license? This police officer is giving her a hard time.
And you would think with being a pretty lady like herself, it'd be okay.
You know, I think the reason why
I love
this
part too, Eddie. I love it.
You know, I think
He's
I
just
love
so
it.
menacing looking, just standing there looking in the car,
Yeah, and like the close-ups that Hitchcock does on his face, just so good. And just look at this guy; he's so deadpan.
Yeah. He's
But
just building the
now-
tension. That he's just building that tension. It's like, okay, what's gonna happen here?
Now, the thing about this movie that strikes me that I'm always reminded of is that fun fact that Hitchcock demanded people be at the start of the movie, otherwise you couldn't get into the theater. I wonder how true that is, or if people did get into the movie halfway through.
But it's like, why would you want to get into a movie halfway through anyway?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, this is one you definitely, if you've missed this opening part, it's like just wait for another showing,
Yeah.
Because there's just so much like detail that
Yes.
it's not even worth missing.
Every shot is important.
But
And I love that.
But that just goes to show, like, back in the day, they had fun with the movie theater experience. They don't.
Yeah.
Movies don't do that anymore now. Like, can you imagine a movie telling you, like, a big billboard outside, you have to be here when it starts, otherwise you can't come in?
Not in today's world.
No, of course not. People would riot.
I not miss because I never experienced it, but I think it was with Rocky Horror being
Uh-huh.
shown in theaters, like as recent as that, where they would have actors like come out and like dance along or something like in the aisles of the movie
Oh,
theater.
That's cool.
that's cool.
I want to say that it was Rocky Horror, but I know that wasn't the only time.
Now, where's the cop? I know he's going to be crawling up here in just a second.
Oh yeah, he's in the area.
Funny enough,
I
do any of us see a resemblance to Jamie Lee Curtis? I don't
I don't.
necessarily see a resemblance to Jamie Lee Curtis.
not too much.
I don't, because Jamie Lee has a very long face,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Janet's very petite.
Yeah. Hey, there he is. Look at him. Look at him.
Yep, there he is.
He just wants to get her in trouble.
He's just got nothing better to do with his time. So look, this is great. I think it cuts and then he's just standing outside his car.
Mhm. Yep, there he is. He's just standing up. I mean, Hitchcock was just little things like that. You're like, what's
Yeah, how passionate Hitchcock was with making his films is something like that's like an icon to me, like my role model, like what I aspire to be.
Mhm.
Is the diligence in filmmaking.
Now the sad thing is like like Haley and I do this a lot. A lot of the people in this movie are dead.
Yeah.
It's
I
interesting
think
to look at a
I think
movie,
everybody.
right? Like it's
think
interesting to
everybody
look at a movie and go, "Yep, dead. Yep, dead. Dead."
Yeah, I'd say unless
Dead.
they were like in their 20s, maybe in this movie.
Yeah, I think
It's like
Janet
a
Leigh
I think-
died in 04, like the early 2000s.
Mhm. Anthony Perkins, Vera Miles. I think they're all. I mean, they're all.
God, I mean Anthony Perkins. How sad is that HIV took him out?
Oh,
Hmm.
really?
You didn't know
I
that?
didn't know that.
Yeah, HIV took him out. AIDS. He died of AIDS.
That's sad. Well, at least with a movie like in the 60s, there's still potential for them to be alive. But like when we go to like the 20s with like Charlie Chaplin, like
Oh yeah, you know.
people have been like dead since before we were born,
Yep.
which is crazy to me.
It's like morbid to like, but like that's just where my mind goes. Like when I watch old movies, I'm like dead, dead, dead,
Right.
dead. Even the cars, every car behind them, dead, unless it's in a museum.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And I'm watching this right now on my iPad, of course, and it looks fine, but I have to say, I definitely gotta plug that Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection Volume 1.
Yeah.
Those 4K transfers and all those films, double thumbs up.
Yep. I know you're a big
And
fan of those.
and like this movie here, Psycho on 4K, looks so nice. I mean, it's just another example of black and white films put on restored and put on 4K discs really can
Yep.
turn out really nice.
This movie didn't have to be in black and white. He chose it to be in black and white, right? He could have
Yep.
done it in color.
Yep, it was a good choice to have it in black and white.
I believe the blood from the shower scene
Is why?
well, no, it's made out of chocolate syrup because I believe it's the red from the fake blood didn't have as much contrast, and the darkness of the chocolate really made the blood stand out.
So see, it's all interconnected. The blood is chocolate. Freddie Highmore played Charlie in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then
Yeah.
he went on to play Norman Bates in Bates
There you
Motel.
go.
It's all
There you go.
connected to it's all chocolate. It's all chocolate.
There's the cop still.
Like he hasn't moved. He's just been standing there.
I mean, he has nothing better to do. I mean, it's like, come on. I mean, chase the
Not
real criminals. All she did was steal $40,000. Chase somebody who's really doing something wrong.
Right?
not to backtrack, but I can definitely like highly appreciate the 4Ks, but I feel like the prime viewing experience is watching the VHS on a CRT. Like I feel like
Hmm.
that would be like super like I feel like that would be
Oh
scary
yeah,
even for today's standards.
Do you collect
yeah.
VHS, James?
I still have. I have some VHS. I don't collect them anymore, but I still have some movies on VHS still, and still some old VHS tapes of when I would tape football games or whatever from back in the day, and I still have a VCR um, and one of those TV VCR combos.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have the ability to play a VHS tape,
Yep.
and it
Yeah.
actually would look better on an older TV than on a new TV. It would look like crap on a new TV.
'Cause-
100%.
Well, it's because of the pixels, how they
Yeah,
it's all technology.
yeah.
Like that's why VHSs don't like look particularly bad on newer TVs. Same with like old game systems.
When
Mhm.
when Huck did his recent swap meet, he found a big box of laser discs.
Oh,
I was
cool.
like, I was losing my mind because he was like saying, "Nah, this is a dead format. I only want him for display." I was like, "No, don't say the dead. I mean, it is a dead format, but oh my god, he found like a sealed laser disc of 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I'm like, oh my god, I would have bought those in a heartbeat. Absolutely would have
nice.
bought those in a heartbeat.
I love this part here where you're hearing the voices of the people from back in Phoenix, their reaction to what she did.
Oh, they're like like she's playing a reaction that they never gave to her about stealing the money. Like, is that what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it could be that this is what they were really saying about what she did, or it could be her imagining what they could be saying about her.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Mika replying to your comment, I do enjoy seeing Stephen King appear as well because we just watched it
and
for the
It
first
chapter
time.
2, yeah, and he's one of the
Okay.
bookstore owner.
He's the shopkeeper.
He's the shopkeeper.
Now, is that the more recent It films or the older ones?
Yeah, the Bill Skarsgård ones.
Okay. I like those. I like those films.
Yeah, did you notice
Um,
Stephen King? I mean, it's kind of hard to miss him. He's a very,
it's
unique
been a while
face.
since I've seen them, but I'm pretty sure I saw them.
Yeah, it's neat.
Oh, and you see the look on her face here?
Yeah, menacing.
Brilliant. Just so freaking brilliant. It's that subtlety,
Mm-hmm.
Because like even like little tiny details like facial expressions, like certain
Mhm.
contrasts, like lighting, it subliminally, affects how you're watching a movie, like how your
Yeah.
brain reacts to it. And magnifique.
I'm keeping my eye on you, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Hi.
Lady in the
Who has a
Tramp.
lady in the tramp? I mean, you could be a genuine guy. I'm sorry. This is just how we're conditioned now. We all think you're going to be Durant haters.
I love
Yeah.
Lady in the Tramp
But
more
for
than
audiences seeing this film in 1961, I mean, this movie, it blew people's minds. I mean, because you go into there thinking, oh, I'm going to see this movie starring Janet Leigh,
Mhm.
and you know, as it progresses, you're like, what? You know?
Had she done anything notable prior to this? Off the top of your
She
head?
was in Touch of Evil with Charlton Heston and Orson Welles. I think that came out in '58. Let me see. Let me look that up real quick. IMDb is one of my best friends. Touch of Evil. That was uh, yeah, 1958. That was directed by Orson Welles. It was Charlton Heston and Janet Leigh. She was really good in that too.
Yeah, so not that long later, I don't think people were expecting to see her murdered in the shower.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's an example of the supposed star of this film being killed off
Yeah.
halfway through the film. It's like, what?
There's not much about this movie that genuinely creeps me out, but the scenes of looking up at the hotel and you can kind of get silhouettes. That's creepy to me. That's
Mhm.
creepy because when you know what's going on, he's just all in there by himself doing all this. You know, it's really disturbing.
It's all about what you don't see going on in there. You can only, conjure up in your brain what could potentially be going on in that house.
Yep, here he is.
The guy himself.
That's the
Now
man.
I also have, and we're gonna maybe try to watch it, squeeze it in. Edge of Sanity.
Yeah, I picked that up from I picked that Arrow up during the July sale at Barnes and Noble. I need to watch it. Ken at Mid Level Media, he was recommending that, so I picked it up.
Okay, because I was
I
just
need to
about to
watch it.
ask you, like, how does that performance compare to Norman?
Yeah, I need to watch it.
Yep. Man.
I almost can't imagine anybody else playing this character, you know.
Oh, of course not. Well, there's one. His name starts with a V.
Oh, Vince Vaughn.
And you know what? He's actually not even the worst part of that movie. He's actually okay as Norman.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
He's
he's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
But he doesn't have that charm like, Anthony does. Like, he's young in here. Like, he's, like, attractive. I mean,
Yep.
and the stereotype for, like, young, good-looking men is like, oh, they're probably a good fella.
Yeah, don't go on any socials on Friday before you see it, Tony. Absolutely. I would stay off of social
Oh,
media,
yeah.
like, starting right now.
Yeah, I would, like, even
Absolutely.
Thursday, early showings.
Oh, yeah. And I'm gonna avoid reviews. I don't, I'm gonna avoid watching any reviews because people spoil, even through supposedly spoiler-free reviews. They tell you something you don't really want to hear. It's like, oh, I'd rather have just experienced that.
Even that, and they tend to, like, sway your thoughts. So it's like if you hear people talking bad about it, you're gonna go in, like, expecting bad.
Yeah, I just want to go in there without knowing anything. I'm just hoping for a satisfying end. I hope to walk out of there feeling like, okay, that was a satisfying end, you know?
Yep.
Not like Jurassic World Dominion going, "That was
Oh
it?"
my goodness. Have y'all seen that? Y'all have seen that?
In theaters.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, my son asked me to take him to see it, and I was like, oh my goodness.
This is
I
it?
like the original Jurassic Park. I like the original one, and that's pretty much um, enough Jurassic for me, you know?
And it's really sad because the director of those movies, Colin Trevorrow, he started out with an incredible indie movie called Safety Not Guaranteed with
Hmm.
with Aubrey Plaza and Mark Duplass. It's about time travel. Incredible movie. And then he goes and makes these Jurassic movies. And it's like, dude, go back to your indie roots, you know? Go back to
Yeah.
those small movies. Stop doing these big budget things.
But I'm sure those movies they have their following and there are people who love them, and that's part of the beauty of it. This doesn't work for me, but there are people that love those films.
But it's funny that you say that, James, because Huck was saying something when he was on last time. He was like the saying, there's like someone out there loves a movie. Like every movie has someone that loves it. And he's like,
Oh yeah.
I can't believe that. Like there's someone out there that loves Jurassic World Dominion. Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
I can't believe that. Like
They think
someone
it's the best in
actually.
the series, and there are parts of it like when they bring like the original heroes together and the current current heroes, Chris Pratt, and you see that hero shot of them all together. It's like, okay, I can see where somebody might appreciate that.
See, okay, so he's having a conversation right now with himself, and that's really
Yep.
disturbing. That's
Norman
really
and Mother.
disturbing.
Oh,
He's
mother.
probably
Ugh.
talking to the corpse. He's probably.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how that place smells?
Oh yeah, horrible. You hope Terrifier 2 gets a physical release. It will. The first one got a Blu-ray.
And it made like what, 2 million?
Oh, I don't know.
Made some million.
David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, he was posting all over social media. He's like, "Yes, Art the Clown took down Top Gun Maverick. Finally."
Oh, I agree with Jeff. This movie is so old, but it's good. I agree.
Yeah, I
Listen.
don't consider like I honestly can't really stand people who are like, this movie's old, I don't watch it. And I know people personally who are like that. This is old, no thanks.
Mhm.
It's in black and white. Nah.
As if nothing that's old could possibly be good when some of
Right.
the greatest things that have ever been done are older movies, you know?
Right. Like just because it's not like in your time period doesn't just like expand your mind a little bit. Come on.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the biggest reasons, and we've definitely talked about this, is older films are more static in terms of the camera movements. And with everyone's with modern attention spans being
Yeah.
the size of a bearded dragon's brain,
Yeah.
with attention spans being that small, people can't stand watching old movies because the camera barely moves.
Mhm.
We're so used to John Wick style.
Sweeping,
Yeah.
or
You
J.J.
know?
Abrams, his camera moving all over the place.
I'm telling you, that's why a lot of people don't like old movies, is because the camera is so smooth with how it moves.
Mhm.
And it's boring to a lot of people. They're like, "Hey, let's get some more like camera movements going here." Like,
Yep. Now, have y'all seen Smile? Yeah.
no, that one is going to be coming up on our watch list.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
We did watch Barbarian the other day, and that's my new favorite movie of the year, Barbarian.
I've heard some good. Yeah, I think I heard about that with y'all and Tony. Tony saw it too, right? Did he like it?
Tony,
I think he saw it
Basement
too.
Blues.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, he saw it.
Yeah, I definitely need to check that one out.
Oh,
I'm enjoying
Don't-
all these horror movies I'm seeing this month. I'm just all in it this month, you know?
yeah.
Definitely, if there's one movie that you should avoid, like hearing a single word about at all costs, it's Barbarian.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
why you can watch maybe the trailer, but like,
Okay.
just go in. Don't even look at the
Yeah,
plot.
because
don't
as I
nothing.
sit here, I know absolutely nothing about it. And based on what you're
Perfect.
saying, it sounds like that's perfect to just go in
Perfect.
like that. Okay.
Yep.
Because I don't know anything about I don't know anything about it other than Barbarian, you know, some horror movie.
Do you know who's in it?
No. Who's in it?
Okay. We'll leave it. Well, Bill Skarsgård is in it.
Okay.
Justin Long is in it.
Um,
And they're really the only two notable ones.
Yeah.
Like the main female chick, I haven't seen her in any other stuff.
Okay.
up and coming. I think it even said introducing.
But this is a first time director, right? Like a feature length.
No, for his first horror movie.
Oh, okay.
Like his
Okay.
horror, like prior to this, he really did nothing worth noting. I mean,
Yeah.
like comedies and whatever.
I tell you that Norman Bates, he's a really nice guy. I mean, he's made her these sandwiches. I mean, he's feeding her. I mean, just it doesn't get any nicer than that, right? You know.
Yeah, he's a charmer, and that makes you.
Well, the interesting thing,
he's
especially
he's a good fella. He's a good fella, you know.
the interesting thing about this, especially having seen Barbarian, and when you see the movie, James, you'll understand what I mean by this, but I won't spoil anything. This was a time where you would take a sandwich from a stranger. This is a time where you would eat a sandwich from a stranger.
Not think anything of it.
And not and right? Like back in the day, you wouldn't think someone would poison you or
Drug you.
have any ulterior motive other than they just want to give you a sandwich.
Yeah.
that plays into Barbarian.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I
Fog
look
is
forward to
bottom
checking it out.
tier. Carpenter for me, says Eddie's Films and Stuff.
Second that. Sorry, Larry.
Okay.
Bring back bench front seats.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That sounds good, Mika.
This cop was so extra, very intense with the close-ups. Scary.
Oh yeah.
Tell me
Yeah, I
that's
love
a
that
good
cop.
movie.
Have you seen The Black Phone? Good movie. That would be a fun watch along. Jeff, it's almost like you looked at our front page and you saw that we're gonna be watching The Black Phone with Durant, and you typed that.
I haven't seen it. I've heard, pretty good things about it. Yeah, Ethan
It's
Hawke's in
good.
it, I think.
Yeah, he's my favorite part. Him and
Okay.
his mask, like he's really good. Talk about a menacing villain.
James,
Cool.
what did I say?
Oh, Hector. Oh. Okay, Hector, you need to behave. Behave, Hector.
Oh, don't worry. The mods have already blocked them by now. I'm telling you, I am getting so good at this.
You have like a radar.
I really do.
I love the stuffed birds in the background. I mean, just the
Had
the set design and what they put into this. Just a lot of thought went into every environment you're seeing here.
had Hitchcock made The Birds yet, or is that later on?
That's
The birds is later on.
Okay, so I was wondering if
I
that was
love
like
that
a
movie
nod
too.
to The Birds.
63.
I love that film too. That's a good one. Tippi Hedren,
Yeah.
Suzanne Plachette.
Yep.
That's 1963, right?
I think so. I forgot the
But-
name of the male lead. What's his name?
But I love how the taxidermy is seen as like, oh, this guy's weird, but I'm over here like, I want that. Can we get that
Mhm.
for our apartment?
Rod Taylor. Rod Taylor is the male lead. He was good in it. He played Mitch Renner. Jessica Tandy was in it. Suzanne Plachette. Good movie.
Yeah. I would love one of those cars.
I know. My dream car is literally like an old station wagon, like one of the
Mhm.
box cars or something. Like, I don't know. I just love them.
Chocolate syrup.
Me and my movie trivia.
Let's watch Raging Bull next.
Serious horror movie.
I don't think Raging Bull's a horror movie, but
Terrifying.
Now, how many more of these are y'all doing this month?
we
Watch alongs.
have Saw with Bob's Blu-rays. We have The Black Phone with Durant and Tony from Tony's Movies and More.
The Shining.
The Shining with Jennifer Vega.
I think that's it.
That's a good one too.
Uh,
Love that one.
Sweeney Todd with
Oh, yeah.
Eddie's Films
Oh.
and Stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm so sorry.
The Blair Witch Project with Ken, but Ken has not gotten back to me with a date, so I don't know if
Okay.
if he's going to be able to join. But
Now, have y'all seen Doctor Sleep?
I have. Right? You have
Okay.
to? I saw it
Do
in
you like it?
theaters. I liked some of it, not all. I feel
Okay.
like for me personally, it was pretty forgettable.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it like could compare to the original
Yeah.
in terms of like because the original really sticks with you. Like
Yes.
Well,
And-
well, The Shining is my all-time favorite horror movie. So Doctor Sleep
really?
was a big movie for me. When you tell me that it's going to be the continuation of that character, Danny Torrance,
Mhm.
Ewan McGregor killed it in terms of making me believe that this is actually Danny Torrance grown up.
Yep.
The movie is weird because it's almost like a totally different movie
yeah, that's
than The Shining
It is.
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And I think that is polarizing to a lot of people, but the ending is what really kind of brought it home for me when we go back to the Overlook,
At the
know?
Overlook Hotel. Yeah.
Oh,
I enjoyed
Oh.
it pretty much. I mean, I enjoyed the expansion of the Shining universe. You learn more
Yeah.
about what it means to
Yeah.
shine, and you see it into these like vampires, like vampire like people that's headed by what's her name who played Rosa Hat?
yeah,
I
she
forgot
was
her
so
name.
good. She was so
She was
good.
good, and Kylie Curran who played the little girl. She was good, and
Yeah, I
I
enjoyed
enjoyed
it.
it.
I guess I'm the
It
outcast.
doesn't beat the I mean, it doesn't beat the original,
Of
but
course not.
I enjoyed
No,
it. It was fine.
it's not.
I guess maybe if I went in without my high expectations and my high standards, maybe I would have had a better time. But keep in
Hmm.
mind, I also double featured it. Like I went from one theater, like bought a ticket for a second movie.
Yeah. So you screwed yourself.
I screwed myself.
Yeah.
And the movie I came from was Joker.
Yeah. Well, because Doctor Sleep, I will say it's a little too long.
Yes,
Hmm.
I
It's a
agree.
little too long.
Yeah, it is long. They could
So,
probably trim about half an hour off of it, kind of trim it
but
down a little bit, you know?
but you know the funny thing about it, when it was released on Blu-ray, they released it with an extended cut, and it's like how like
Oh, wow.
3 hours of Doctor Sleep. I don't know.
Would you rather watch Doctor Sleep or Titanic?
Yeah.
What, the 1996 Titanic or Doctor Sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're both 3 hours or over 3 hours.
But
Yeah, so coming
I
from the
think I'd roll with
Joker,
Doctor Sleep.
going, oh my God, this is an amazing film, and then going into Doctor Sleep was a little underwhelming.
now this is he's about to peep through a peeping hole, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, and I believe in the remake. Because it is more modern. They make it more like pervy, right? I'm pretty sure they make it more like Vince Vaughn like is doing weird pervy things when he's looking through, because
Mhm.
it goes right into the bathroom, I believe. Here it's very
Yeah.
subtle, right? Like she's taking off some articles of clothing.
Yeah.
In the
That shot
remake,
of him, that shot of him of his eye, the side of his eye looking is just
yeah, it's good stuff. See,
some
okay,
incredible photography.
he puts the painting back up. That's it. That's all they could do in the 60s, right?
Hmm.
In the 90s, they go further with what he's doing, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
to, but sure.
So, which the unfortunate thing about that movie is it's Gus Van Sant, who is the director of Good Will Hunting, like one of the best
Yeah.
movies ever. So it's like, why'd you go from Good Will Hunting to remaking Psycho?
Yeah.
It's almost like he just wanted to put something out to be on his filmography.
Yeah. Like he had a quota to fill or something.
Also, this Jeff comment, this literally said the same thing in our last stream.
Yeah.
They're getting less and less creative.
But we are doing more. So tune in for those.
Yeah, so use
Yep.
as a promo.
For $5 a piece for those laser discs, I would have taken home a few. Yeah. Okay. So Laren saw
Yeah.
Huck's video too. Yeah.
Hmm.
He passed them all up. He wanted them for $1. And I was like, Huck, there's no way someone's going
Oh,
to sell
come
you
on, Huck.
there's no way
Come
someone's going
on,
to sell
man.
you brand new laser discs for $1. No way. Love how this rain is shot and her facial expressions. Okay, back when she was driving.
Hmm.
There goes that Bates Motel sign. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
This is the one that's on the backlot tour, right? Of Universal Studios. You can still see the actual Bates Motel. I'm pretty
Can
sure.
you still see it? Part of me wants to say it was torn down.
Okay, so it was. Can someone confirm that? Is it actually when you take the tour
'Cause I
at
feel like that was
Universal
pretty big.
Studios? Is that still the same original Bates Motel house?
Yeah, I think the original was torn down and they rebuilt it or like refurbished it in some way.
All right. Let's all pause because
Yep.
we have to.
Very important sequence here.
Yep, we just have to take this in.
A moment of silence for Janet Leigh.
Ugh.
Let's talk about how high up that shower head was.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things about the like the geography of the shower that doesn't make sense. But
Mhm.
like how she was basically she was standing at the wall when we were seeing Norman creep up on her. So that didn't make
Mhm.
sense where the shower head was. But
This
yeah,
music at the time, this music and just her reaching the hand out
my
and the
favorite
shot of the
thing,
drain is just, oh
yeah,
my goodness.
yeah,
Everything is just perfect
that's the
about this
money
scene.
shot. That's the money shot where this transitions from the drain to her eye.
Mhm.
Now, do you know if she actually kept her eye that still, or is that like a freeze framed moment?
I'm not sure, that's a good question. But this film, I mean, this scene here has been studied in so many film schools, it's just not even funny. I mean, the eye, as you're saying,
Like, is
I'm
she
not sure if this
staying
is
still, or is this a still image?
I am not sure. This is probably a
Uh,
still image. This has to be
Because
a still image.
if
Or, well, I don't know.
she's holding her eye like that, that's pretty darn good.
She might be.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, I think she is, yeah.
She earned her paycheck with just that, being able to hold her eye like that.
Yeah, so this is 49 minutes in, and there's an hour to go in this movie, and if you're a moviegoer in 1960 and you're seeing this for the first time, you're like, "What in the world? They just killed off the main character of this movie. What is going on here?" You know?
Yep.
Can you hold the
It's
mic for me?
crazy.
Only because like I never show my art on here or anywhere because I get embarrassed. But for one of my finals about almost probably going on like a year or so ago, I did like my niche is like still life and people.
Oh,
So I painted Janet Leigh in the shower, but like part of the assignment was to add in like symbolism. So I added like certain elements to like resemble death. So that's like the
okay.
only liberty of it. But
So you drew that, Haley?
yes, I painted.
That's great.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's talent
all
right
by
there.
hand. Yeah, I didn't trace
That's nice.
anything.
Yep.
Painted it. Okay.
I
That's
think you should
awesome.
go to
That's good
school
work.
for animation. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think you should go to school for animation. I'm just gonna throw
Good
that out there.
work. That's great.
Yeah, I found it relevant, very relevant.
Absolutely.
Haley, we don't talk about Jurassic Dominion. It makes me sad and mad all at once.
I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
we love talking about Jurassic Park 3. We do love talking about Jurassic Park 3.
Our favorite talking dinosaur movie from 2001.
Her
Okay.
listening to this conversation from the house is so unsettling. I'm telling you, Mika, like the
Yeah.
shots of the house with Norman in the house talking to himself, that's the only
Yeah.
really creepy part of this movie to me. The funny thing is okay, so we were talking about how this like shower stuff has been analyzed. So many people when they're reviewing movies nowadays, they'll say like when The Visit came out from M. Night Shyamalan,
Yeah.
one of the famous reviews for that movie was it'll do for grandparents what Psycho did for showers.
Oh,
And
okay.
you know, like how everyone compares, like it'll do for this what Psycho did for showers.
It'll
Did
do.
anyone actually really have a diehard fear of taking a shower after watching this movie?
I know. Like prior to even seeing this movie, I mean, I would be afraid of taking a shower at night.
Why?
It's
Showers are one of the most relaxing things ever.
but it's also where you're most vulnerable. Like you're naked and alone and in a bathroom and like
Well, shut the door and lock it.
it's
She would still be alive if she would have locked that door.
If she
Maybe.
locked the door. But Norman had the key, so he could have got it anyway.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe she would have heard like some rattling or I don't know.
you're vulnerable and naked.
But man, I would love to talk to someone that actually had a fear of taking a shower after seeing this movie. Like, okay, I believe you, but I kind of don't. I want to talk to someone from this time period. You know what I mean?
Okay.
that saw the movie and went home and said, "Honey, I'm not taking a shower ever again."
Oh, okay. Like so afraid that you're not going to shower again. That's one thing. I would just like when you're washing your hair, like you have to like close your eyes so the water
Well,
doesn't get
okay,
in.
fun fact, you never put your eyes under the head, so that's just
No, I'm saying, but like when you close your eyes, like so the water doesn't get in.
gotcha.
It's like you have to sort of like keep one eye open, so it's like I can't just close my eyes in the shower. I'm gonna die.
Now, Jaws makes sense. Jaws makes sense. It'll keep people out of the water. That makes
Yes.
sense. I saw Jaws and I was literally scared to go into the ocean ever since.
Yeah.
This, I want to go take a shower. Right. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go take a shower.
Bring the mic with you.
Me too. Yeah.
We all just leave and go take a shower.
But this movie has inspired so many, of course, slasher films. Have gotten inspiration from this movie, and it's just crazy.
He's probably saving a fortune on not having to get maid service because he's doing a damn good job by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
And again, back in the day when I guess this would pass and we wouldn't be able to detect it, like FBI stuff. You know what I mean?
There's
Like
no cameras.
Like what he just did, I guarantee you, he left endless amounts of forensic evidence.
Oh, of course.
Right.
I mean, there's no.
He did not
cameras
pick
and
up everything. I swear I saw blood still on the floor.
You can get away with anything back then, I guess.
Exactly. Old movies are the best.
You're very
Oh,
far
yeah.
back in the chat.
All movies are the best. All movies. I don't care what time period.
Yeah, don't discriminate.
The most
time
timeless
periods.
movie, seriously, to me, the most timeless movie is The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Oh, that movie's so good.
That is the most timeless movie I think that has ever been made.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
remember, like I would
And
watch
its
that like, as a
restoration.
kid. Yeah.
And its restoration looks so good too. I mean, I have it on 4K, and you're thinking, okay, this movie is made in 1939, and it looks like this.
Yep.
I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, like I would watch that as a kid, and it wasn't until I was like, much older and actually like well versed in film when I found out when it was made, and I genuinely like didn't believe it. Like I don't know when I thought it was made, but definitely not before like my grandparents were born.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mika. I mean, older movies.
Definitely the attention span.
And it's only going to get worse before it gets better. So like there will be a time, there will be a time when people look at John Wick movies and go, "Man, that's boring." Man, those John Wick movies are boring.
Yeah, and black and white turns a lot of people off because it's like, where's the color? Where's the bright? And
Yeah.
I need stimulation.
Yeah.
Oh, Mika, please do yourself a favor. Go see Barbarian in theaters. Go
Yeah.
see Barbarian in theaters.
In theaters. Okay.
It
Yeah.
is a genuinely scary movie. It takes a lot to scare me. That movie
Okay.
scared me. That movie scared me.
Yeah. Just gotta
After the
figure out
fact-
when I can see it.
After the fact, I was looking at, people talking about it, and people are saying to like go see it in a packed theater specifically.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Barbarian was great. Definitely picking up the 4K or Blu-ray. Smile was decent. Not sure. I need a rewatch though.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, Smile was fine. It was entertaining.
Yeah, and
The
we were
Shining.
just saying that we're like a little because we just came from seeing Barbarian. Like, I would rather go from seeing something meh to something great than the other way around. Now we have such high expectations.
Yeah, we don't really have high expectations for Smile.
Yeah, and that's the way to go in. I mean, it's a perfectly fine movie. It's that, and I didn't realize this till after I got out, and I did a out of the theater reaction, and in that video, I pronounced the actress's name as, because I assumed she was a French actress, Sophie Bacon, and then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, this is Kevin Bacon's daughter. It's Sophie Bacon.
Bacon.
Wow.
Not Bacon or anything like that. Sophie Bacon.
Bacon.
She's in the movie.
That's funny.
That is funny.
It's like when people pronounce like Target instead of Target.
Target.
Like fancy.
And she's actually really good in the movie. She's quite good in it. Um, and
So,
it's fine as a movie.
so he just did a whole entire cleanup, put the body in the trunk.
All in a day's work.
Yeah,
Now he's gonna dump it all in the river.
that's right. I love how he just pushes
Going
the
for a little
car
drive.
in there, and I love the part where it stops, and then like it's about to stop in a second.
Oh, the car stops.
Yeah, the car. Yeah,
Oh, that's right. And then he gets worried, doesn't he?
yeah.
And then it starts sinking again.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Oh, he gets out, I guess.
Wait, hold on. Am I thinking of this like the same thing? Like it pauses in the lake or
It will
whatever,
pause. It'll pause in a second, I think.
and then he gets like really like nervous.
I like to believe
Yeah.
that was really just him going, wait, is this scene even gonna work?
Wow, what is that like? Cement?
Sludge. That's really dark.
It's thick too. What kind of a lake is this?
The bog.
Oh, you're screwed, buddy. You're
Oh,
screwed.
gurgling stops. Yep.
You're screwed. You're screwed.
That was just him looking back at Hitchcock going, the car's stuck.
He's like,
Oh, there it
okay.
goes. There
Oh,
it goes.
gurgling
There it goes.
resumes.
There it
See,
goes.
I love that. It's those little things,
Yeah. Are you watching it with subtitles? The subtitles are funny. It says air bubbles popping.
Yeah, gurgling stop, bubbles popping. Yep, yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
love that.
Also,
Such
look at
good
the top. Sam Loomis. Sam Loomis. That's the name of the doctor in Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Samuel Loomis.
That
Dr.
Donald
Loomis.
Pleasance plays.
Dr. Loomis. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a little nod to
That's
Psycho.
funny.
Little nod.
I did not know that.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we got a lot of cool guests coming up that we're really excited about.
I
Really
love
love
the shot here
Dr.
too. How they just kind of come in the store.
Yeah. Really love Dr. Sleep. It's more based on the book. Well, that's the other thing I was going to say is the book itself is a sequel to the book, The Shining, and the Stanley Kubrick version is notoriously not faithful to that. So
I love that. That's my only gripe.
Mike Flanagan had to somehow appease people who are on Stephen King's side and Stanley Kubrick's side with his movie.
Yeah,
So
the Shining book, I think, is remarkable. Like, I know you don't read, and I know you wouldn't want to read it because you don't want to like screw your vision of Kubrick Shining.
Hold on. Jeff, you have to understand, every single stream, someone comes in here with a similar avatar looking thing and they crap all over Durant. So you can't blame me. You can't blame me. If you are,
Yeah, I had to look it up. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, if you are cool, if you're not a Durant hater, then we'll be nice to you. But that's until then, we always are suspicious of these new avatars that come in.
Prove your worth.
Anyways, go ahead, James. Sorry, cut you off there.
Oh, I was just going to say, Mike Flanagan, he also directed the TV series that I think was on HBO or something, The Haunting of Hill House, that I recommend. Definitely really, really good.
That was a house at HHN some years ago.
That was, yep. The house has been modified over the years and relocated, but it's still standing and you can visit it.
Modified. Okay.
Oh, the house in that series?
No, the Bates Motel.
The Bates Motel, Larry.
Oh, Bates Motel. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, something was torn down, and I feel like I remember hearing like uproar about it.
The drain shot with the blood is wow. To the next transition of the eye. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the name of this actor. Martin Balsam plays the detective.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. It's not that they're not nice to new people, Jeff. It's just that every stream they get someone who's a troll and says awful, nasty crap about our friend Dave. Exactly. So
Mhm.
that's all it is. That's all it is, Jeff.
Thank you.
Oh, nice job, Haley. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
that is good.
Thanks.
Thanks for saying
Very
that.
good artwork.
Thank you.
Lee admitted she stopped taking showers and only had baths after the film. It continued for nearly 35 years after the film's release.
I believe it.
Maybe her having lived it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I just fake died just now.
All right. And then having to do multiple.
Takes. Yeah, that could be scarring.
Yeah, absolutely. Proud of you, Miha.
Oh, thank you.
I think he's talking to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome artwork. Very talented.
Y'all are flattering
Awesome
me.
artwork, Haley. Great job.
Y'all are flattering me.
What are you going to do with that?
I had initially planned to frame it, but I just
Frame it.
haven't gotten around to it. I don't know. Yeah, it's just kind of been sitting around.
In the remake, this detective is William H. Macy, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm pretty
He's a
dang
good
sure
actor.
I'm pretty sure it's William H. Macy. Yeah. Who? Fun
I
fact.
love this. I love the scenes with Martin Balsam and Anthony Perkins here. It is so good. The tension that's built in their
Oh, yeah.
in his little interrogation of Norman Bates. It's brilliant.
And I kind of wish, like, does that cop from the beginning come back?
I don't think so.
Oh, what a missed opportunity to
think
have
so.
him like staring down Anthony Perkins. What a missed opportunity.
Yeah, he was suspicious of the wrong person.
Yeah. I would almost actually like to see this detective switched out with the cop just to see how the cop interrogates. He doesn't ask him questions. He just stares at him the whole time. But anyways, I was saying William H. Macy is in Jurassic Park 3. There's
It all comes full circle.
There's the mention of Jurassic Park 3 that'll appease someone in the chat.
Laren.
I love him in Fargo. He is so good in Fargo. William H. Macy.
Yeah, he's great. I know he's on that show Shameless. I haven't seen it.
Why can't I escape JP? Why does it follow me everywhere I go?
It's a private matter. The family wants
my matter with JP3.
I'm not the police.
Yeah, he's just kind of there. Yeah, and James, have you seen like any trailers from back in the day of Psycho? I'm just curious.
I don't think so. I don't think I have.
Because
or
I'm
maybe
curious.
maybe I did. Maybe I did when I might have watched it on one of the home video releases. But I kind of wonder like how much it showed. I don't think it showed too much if I remember correctly, but I need to take a look at it again.
Yeah, part of me wants to say that because I was gonna see if you could confirm what I'm saying. Because I think the trailers primarily showed Janet Leigh because when her death came around, like we were saying, nobody really expected that to come so early and to have like a whole rest of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty shocking. It was like, what? Because she was, I think people went into this movie thinking that she was the main star and wasn't expecting to see her like get knocked off in the first 45 minutes of the movie or first 50 minutes of the movie. That was a shocking move. I love this shot here, them looking over.
Think how everyone felt when Scream premiered and Drew Barrymore was on the poster and she gets axed in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was brilliant too. Love that.
Yeah,
because when you go,
and I have Scream too. I got that 4K recently, and I think Jada Pinkett Smith. I hadn't seen it in a long time. I think Jada Pinkett, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
in the opening of that one, I think. So I need to rewatch it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah.
Yep.
Because when you go watch a movie, you just assume that the person you see outright, it's like your main character, your star that's gonna
Oh
be there
yeah.
from part 10.
Oh yeah.
Plot twi- and in 1960, people aren't like, familiar with big plot twists, I would say.
Yeah.
I can all man, what I would do to have like a first-hand like movie watching experience. 1960 Psycho.
hmm Yeah, this is one I would, I mean, to your point, Haley, would love to like witness audience reactions on the ground for like this movie,
Yeah.
like the original Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, when Luke finds out about who his father is.
I
I
am
mean,
your father.
I know I am your father. I am your father. It's like
That's
I would
good.
love to have seen a theater reaction to that. Like, what?
Yeah, like people have recordings now of like Endgame and people screaming and yelling, like
Yeah.
cheering. Man,
People probably lost their minds over that Luke and Darth Vader moment. It's like, whoa.
yeah. Oh my God. Had the house in an uproar.
The back and forth close ups between the detective and Norman Bates, just brilliant.
And it's so like it's the cinematography, that back and forth, like the constant cuts rather than keeping them both in the same frame. I feel like that was meant to cause like this is uh like you're sort of like
Tension like a versus,
tension, like I don't want to say like a little like all over the place, like scattered, I guess,
Mhm.
unease.
And you can see he's like nervous and like the nervous laughter.
Yeah, but like his eyes are like dead. Like there's like no emotion behind those eyes.
Yep.
Now, where does Psycho 2 take place?
Cycle 2.
Yeah.
From what I remember, I believe it's of course we know, of course, based on the ending of this movie here, it sort of fast forwards to like, you know, uh, at that time, present day, when Norman Bates, I believe, is getting out of psychiatric care and trying to resume a normal, or re-enter society and resume a normal life. And so it's back at this hotel, I believe.
Oh, okay. So
I've
they
not
don't
seen
like
it in a long time.
they don't like demolish it or anything after finding out that
No,
insane amounts of
no,
murder have happened here.
nope.
That
they,
costs
Still
money.
there, still there.
they just leave it up for 20 years.
That costs
Oh
money to
yeah.
tear down a building.
Yeah, but I mean, would that like I feel like did you hear that the ride in Orlando where the kid fell? It's getting torn down.
No way.
Yeah. Yep. So that's one incident where someone died. They would have torn down the Bates Motel after finding out it was a murder house.
That's not.
There's no way they would have kept it up for 20 years.
Wait, hold on, back up a minute. You just kind of like dropped a bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought was going to happen to it.
Torn down. You know about that, right, James? That ride in Orlando where the kid fell.
Yes, I think I saw the headline on it. It's
Yep,
so it's so sad to hear that happens.
It's getting it's getting torn down.
Mm.
Norman Bates in Psycho 2 is not a nutcase. He's not a nutcase.
So then who's doing the killing?
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Does he have an accomplice?
Yeah, it has it goes in an unexpected direction.
Cool.
It's
Interesting.
I mean, I really like. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen it, so for me, it'll be almost like seeing it again for anew. But it'll all kind of come back to me. But I just remember loving those sequels.
Huh. Yeah, I'm excited for Psycho 2. I've seen Psycho
Grab some
so many
ice, I'll be right
times.
back.
Yeah.
I've seen Psycho so many times that I'm almost like numb to it. Like, so I'm excited to get a new, exciting feeling of Norman Bates again.
Yeah, I think Anthony Perkins, of course, Hitchcock is of course gone at that point. He was not around for these sequels, but
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think they
what's
did I think they did a really nice job with it. I think Anthony Perkins had a lot to do with the stories behind them and everything. So I thought they were pretty well done.
that was going to be my question. I can't remember when Hitchcock died.
I think he died in 1980. I want to say his last film was. I think his last film was Family Plot, which is 76 or something like that. So I think he died in 1980.
So he didn't even know that the sequels were a thing. Like,
Excuse me.
they probably weren't even in development or even concept.
Laren says, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on Psycho 2. You really should go in knowing nothing. Well, we will be doing a live stream where we talk about everything we've watched so far. So Psycho 2 will be in there. So we'll have our thoughts ready to rock on that stream. Rock Music says, anyone got the Psycho sequels, the Scream Factory edition? No, I don't. I have this Universal slipcover that I got from Groove. So
nice.
Cool.
Martin Balsam's such a good actor. He was in 12 Angry Men, of course, with Henry Fonda. Oh, yeah. Mika, yeah, I'm with you. I recommend Psycho 2, too.
Psycho 2.
So it makes
But
me
yeah,
wonder.
to your point,
Like,
Haley, I'm not a huge, I mean, sequels are, it's, I try to be selective, but Psycho 2 is definitely one that I could definitely recommend. Like with the Halloween series, I haven't seen a lot of those sequels. I've seen the original Halloween from 78, but I don't think I've seen Halloween 2. I haven't seen 3
Neither have
Season
I.
of the Witch or H2O,
Neither have I.
and from what I understand, I haven't missed much, but I have seen 2018 Halloween, which I enjoyed, and Kills, and which is okay, and I'm looking forward to seeing it ends. I want to see kind of how it ends.
Yeah, my preferred timeline is going from Halloween 78 to Halloween 2018 and then on.
That's what I've done basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Aren't there 3 different timelines?
there are yeah. Yep. And then of course Rob Zombie's remakes.
But that's not even included in.
So that's that's an alternate timeline, but there are 3 timelines you can choose from when it comes to Halloween.
Okay, yeah, Mika confirmed Hitchcock passed in 1980. Yep.
Wow.
He passed when The Shining came out.
Wow.
I wonder if he got to see The Shining.
1980, the year my mom was born.
Laren,
Oh, Martin.
can you fact check that, Laren? Did Alfred Hitchcock see Stanley Kubrick's The Shining?
Yeah, let's go ask him.
Oh, Martin Balsam. Oh, you don't want to go in that house.
But it makes me wonder, like, if y'all are praising Psycho 2, how come it only has like a 60 on Rotten Tomatoes and an even less, like a lesser audience, like 50 something? Like, what am I missing?
I mean, I
Could we
like
just
that,
mad that there's a sequel?
It's one of those cases that Rotten Tomatoes just did not get it right.
Yes.
Please refer to Bob's Blu-rays previous live stream where he talked all about that.
Yes.
Oh, Pearl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Arbogast. Detective Arbogast. I love the shot when he, of course, comes up the stairs, and when he's, taken out, of him falling back. It's just one of those great Hitchcock, shots.
Isn't
It's
this
coming up.
parodied somewhere?
It might be.
I feel like this particular scene right here is
Oh,
parodied somewhere.
here it is. This scene is so brilliant. Look at this. See that? Oh man. Arbogast, you should have minded your own business, man.
Dang it. He never got to see The Shining.
Oh, he never did. Okay,
Wow.
okay. The month before The Shining. Okay.
Wow.
He's probably seen the trailers
Because
thinking, I can't wait.
he probably would have went into that movie, and I have a I have a sneaking suspicion he would have been a big fan of The Shining, Alfred Hitchcock.
Hmm.
And he would have been really jealous of the Steadicam.
Like just
Yeah,
brilliant to me. Like
Kubrick. I
how
I love Kubrick. He is. I mean, Kubrick is just one of those directors that could just seem like he could do anything. He had
'Cause
his
he
big
kinda
sci-fi
did.
movie, he had his big horror movie, he had his war movies. He could just he could do. I mean, he could do it all. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Pretty much the only territory he never went into was musical or animation. Other than that, he
Yeah.
hit every genre pretty much.
Oh
Western.
yeah. Barry Lyndon. I don't think he did a western, but Barry Lyndon was so good. Um, Doctor Strangelove is a hoot. I haven't seen Eyes Wide Shut though. I've not seen that one yet.
Oh, I'm just waiting for the day Criterion announces it's in the collection. It's so good.
Hmm.
Oh, so good.
Love this shot here.
Yeah. That backlight. Beautiful.
Hmm.
I just love how they like Hitchcock could do so much more with so much less than what modern filmmakers have. Like you
Yeah.
even said like a steady cam. Like
Mhm.
He was a master storyteller. You know.
yes. James, are there any Hitchcock films that you haven't seen?
Oh, there's quite a few I haven't seen actually. I've seen a lot of his movies, but I mean, he's made so many films. There's a lot that I have not seen. Like there's a good number from his British period I haven't seen. That I still need to watch, which is one of the great things about Hitchcock is that he made a lot of movies. Um, you know, as- when he was still in Britain. He's from, of course, England, and so he did a lot of work for the um, British Gaumont Film Company up until like the mid or late 1930s. So there's a lot of films there that he made when he was still in Britain, and then he moved to the United States, and I think in '39, and partnered up with David O. Selznick and put out like Rebecca, which won Best Picture, his only Best Picture film, and Foreign
Insane.
Correspondent, and and what else came out around that time? But he made a number of films for David O. Selznick, and there was some tension there between the two of them, but made some great movies. And then, of course, his more modern films. But there's a good number of films from his British period I haven't seen, and then there's still some in his later years I still haven't seen yet. So I'm still making my way around his filmography, but I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, like personally, I'm like a completionist. Like if
Hmm.
I were like as passionate about like something like that, I would be like, all right, I need every single one under my belt, like you and James Cameron.
Well, then how come you haven't seen every Tim Burton movie? Huh? Huh?
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I literally have like two that I haven't seen, maybe three.
Potentially 4.
Like
Maybe
Dial
four.
M for Murder is one I have not seen yet. I need to see that one. You know,
Yeah, I really want to watch that one. That's on like my soon to watch list.
Strangers on a Train is one I need to see as well because I love train movies and it's Hitchcock. It's like Hello, I need to see that one.
Wish, Miss Peregrine. Blank, blank, blank.
Are you watching the movie?
But now you got me thinking. Arbogast.
Yeah. Who named Arbogast?
Arbogast. It's like, oh, okay.
Arbogast.
Arbog.
I love that the subtitles tell me he hangs up the phone. I needed to know that. I needed to know that.
And the water bubbles popping. Yeah, rock music. That's a really good movie. Vertigo.
hmm
Oh, Jimmy Stewart.
Vertigo. Yeah, for me, I agree with you, Mika. I mean, for me, my favorites from Hitch are, basically this one right here, Psycho. It's one that is definitely up there. If I had to pick a favorite, it would be between Psycho, Vertigo, and Notorious. It would be sort of one of those three. Um, and if I had to pick an absolute favorite, it might be Psycho.
Do you have a
But
least
depending on
favorite?
but depending on what side of the bed I roll out on, I might tell you Vertigo the next day. And then on the third day, I may tell you it's Notorious. So but those are definitely my three favorite. As far as like least favorite, I I can't really name one. I mean, I've loved all of his films. Um, even going back to like the early period, like The Man Who Knew Too Much. Yeah, so he's got like The Man Who Knew Too Much. There's the 1934 version, which is
Yes.
from his British period, and Peter Lorre was in that. There's a nice Criterion edition of that, and that Criterion edition includes in the supplements a restoration demonstration. One of the great restoration demos you'll want to see because it really shows the shape that film was in and how they restored it. And so you see the before and after, and it really gives you an appreciation for, wow, they put a lot of work in restoring these films, and it just gives you an appreciation for the great work of film preservation and how they're able to rescue films. So he did that Man Who Knew Too Much, and then he did a remake of it.
He
I
remade
think
his
in
own film.
1956. Yeah, he did a remake of The Man Who Knew Too Much, which I have not seen the remake. Um, so I need
God,
to
he's
check.
talking.
So that's another one of his I need to check out.
He's talking to himself. Like this whole.
Well, he's talking to his mother. His mother is speaking to him, right?
Now you talk about camera work. This is a genius idea to pan the camera up so that we can't see who it is when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
genius. That's
So
genius.
good. So
I want
good.
to know how they did that with the camera. Were they using like rope to pull the camera up? That's a pretty high angle.
That's
Yeah.
genius.
Now this threw audiences for a loop because they didn't know they you know
That he was
we don't really
carrying a
fully.
dead woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch The Man Who Knew Too Much because the premise just intrigues me. There's just so
Yeah.
many movies so many movies, so little time.
That is so true.
Yeah.
So true. I mean, there's a lot of great movies that I'll never see. You just have to,
That's literally the
enjoy the
worst.
ones you have time to see.
That's the worst fact of life, you know? Like that you will never be able to see every movie, or even like all the
Yeah,
ones you want to see, not even just like every movie
yeah,
ever.
yeah. You just have to, enjoy the ones you can, and there you go.
So true.
And every person's film journey is different. Um,
Yeah, with how well versed you are in film, James, I'm surprised you haven't like worked on anything.
uh, I don't really consider myself well versed. I'm pretty much just a fan. I just like watching them, but there's so many I haven't there's so many I haven't seen, but I would love to work on a film. I would absolutely love to. I love the whole behind the scenes, aspect of production, and just being part of that in any way at all would be just awesome.
Yeah, I could just see you like doing some sort of even camera work. I don't know, you just pig me as that kind of guy.
Well, hey, you never know, right? I would love to do that. I would absolutely love that. That would be awesome.
Bucket list thing.
Oh yes. Look at Norman in this scene.
A little jog, a little skip.
Just a little jog, looks all chipper, and he's done nothing wrong. Everything's fine.
Yeah, life's good.
Yeah,
Just had a good talk with his mom.
yeah. Anthony Perkins is just so brilliant in this. I just can't even tell you how just wonderful he is in this movie.
He really is like a good character. Like
Yeah,
the way he like portrays himself.
yeah.
Or,
I mean, I think all the characters in this are just fantastic. I mean, every role just feels perfect, even from the very beginning with the boyfriend, um, who of course here, the boyfriend and Janet Leigh. I love that part, and I love the bank people, her boss at the bank, and the other lady who works at the bank, and then the customer who comes in who brings in the $40,000 that she steals. I mean, all the characters, the police officer you mentioned. I mean, the guy she buys the car from. I mean,
yeah.
everybody's just on point.
Also, not to tangent, but can you imagine getting a hotel room for $10?
Yeah, it's a nice rate.
Yeah, right? God,
It
I'll
should
stay a
be
whole
free for
month.
what he does to you, you know?
Hey, he gets you, and he makes a little profit out of it. Win-win.
Yeah.
$10 for a room. That'd be nice. Yeah, so true, Laren, actually. Because Edward over here isn't doing a very good job with the chat. Um, yeah, that is true. Yeah, if there
Yeah.
was like a definitive end, that would be, not
Into
like
what?
your movie journey. Saying the best part of
Oh,
being a film fan is that you'll never be caught up. There's so much to
yeah.
explore.
Yeah. And you can have two people, you know, watch, a movie a day for say 40 years and have an amazing epic ride of a film journey. And you can have two people do that. And because there's been so many films out there, you can have two people who do that exercise, and they could watch totally different films, with
Mhm.
very little overlap amongst between them, but both have had great journeys because there's just so many movies out there that there just ain't enough time to see it all.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, like, I consider myself a big horror fan, and so does Edward over here. But
Hmm.
going in with the spooky theme, um, there was this like 100 horror movies or something, like the essential ones or whatever. It was a little scratch off thing. And I did one, like ticked off all the ones that I've seen and ticked off all the ones that he's seen
Hmm.
since, like, 100 from 1920 to whenever, like 20, late 2010s. Or no, it's 2020 because the last one was The Invisible Man. And we had like different movies, completely different, like all ticked off, but we still seen like a bunch of movies a piece.
Yeah.
And man, just a couple of fingerprints would have brought this movie to a close pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How long was he standing there?
Another tense moment.
I forget if he kills the guy. Does he kill the guy?
I'm trying to remember.
Something's telling me he does.
I just remembered. When we were talking about being afraid of showers, my nana had told me that really, really late at night back in the day, I believe Hitchcock had like a program or something that ran late on TV and something like that. And Psycho played or would play during that time because that's how
Oh,
she
okay.
got to see it. And my grandfather, The Birds. And I remember she would tell me that she would never shower alone at night after watching that film.
Wow. The birds. Okay.
Well, Psycho, but The
Oh, Psycho.
Bird,
Psycho.
Psycho. But my grandfather, to this day, is still afraid of the movie The Birds.
Okay.
It's kind of like a running joke in the family. Like
Oh,
for his
wow.
birthday, like as a gag gift, my mom gave him like a Blu-ray copy of The Birds with like a bunch of little crows scattered in the box.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I remembered that.
Yeah. Several months back, I was on a trip, on a business trip, and out, outside the hotel, it was like a Hampton Inn or something, and I forgot where it was, but it reminded me of the movie The Birds because there was like a group of birds that were like a pack of birds who like sounded just like the birds from the movie, and they were all a
Mhm.
pack of birds. They were like very similar. It gave you that same eerie feeling from the birds. It was kind of crazy.
Oh my god. Also, can we talk about the type of memory foam in this mattress?
Yeah.
Well, that's that's insinuating that that's what years just laying there.
The rut.
She's literally just been laying there
The rut.
so long that the foam or whatever the mattress has taken the shape of her body, even when she's not there.
That's how I feel. I mean, like on my side of the bed, there is like a dip in the mattress because that's the only place that I lay.
What kind of music do we think Norman listens to? Oh, there you go. Beethoven. He listens to Beethoven.
Beethoven. Yep.
I would have thought smooth jazz.
Now, there's nothing in you, James, that wants to like grab these Funko Pops.
Oh, when y'all showed the Hitchcock one, and of course he's holding a thing of Psycho, I thought that was super cool. I'll have to check that out at some point for sure.
Add that to your backdrop of your collection because there's also
Hmm.
they have one of Norman Bates, him dressed up as mother with a knife in the hand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that one's not as cool to me because like Alfred Hitchcock is like black and white and that one's in color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's going on, Huck?
Howdy.
Hey, Huck.
This week's horror trivia.
Yeah, he's working
Okay.
on his new trivia show coming up here.
Sounds good.
You got me all excited now.
Oh, yeah.
Get bonked.
Right? He's dead. Right? Wait, what did I just miss? Who just got bonked?
The boyfriend.
Dead. He's dead, right?
Is he dead? Or did he just kind of get attacked?
I think he may have just been knocked out.
That's what I thought. What a nice door to have to your basement.
Hmm.
Oh, iconic. Iconic.
Oh boy.
How does she turn around like that with just a little? How did she turn around like that and she barely touched?
There he is. That's the pop.
Oh, there he is.
Talk about mommy issues.
Oh yeah, the boyfriend stops him.
I think he was just like attacked.
I guess that's what I was thinking. I'm confused how she turned.
Did they have spinny chairs back then?
I don't know, but she like barely touched her.
Whew. And the way that this movie concludes, and there's the name of the actor gives a speech at the end. Does such an amazing job. What's his name? Simon Oakland.
Mm. And that must have been horrifying seeing her spin around because like nowadays we're all so numb with like blood and guts and gore. But seeing like that was a pretty convincing corpse for
Yeah,
1960. Oh, I bet people passed out.
he like explains the whole thing in this like couple minute sequence here.
And no need to watch the movie, just watch this. You get it all. Yeah, she's in the bog. So is he like schizophrenic or is that like the technical term to classify him as? Or like
I'm
dissociative
not sure.
identity disorder?
Maybe we'll
Something
get
like
some of
that.
that. Maybe we'll get some of that in Psycho too. I kind of actually, now that I'm watching this, I don't like this whole like wrap up thing going on here. It doesn't leave a lot to the imagination. It's like, and I understand why they did it. Again, the time
Mm,
period, they were like, they have to wrap everything up perfectly.
Well, it's like
yeah.
it's also
So
pretty nuts. I think people like if you didn't, people then would literally be like
like
in a dissociative state trying to say, what did I just watch?
just end it just end it on uh
We're all
the
a
zoom
little
in. Yeah, like the zoom in on end it there, but take out this whole speech here where he's basically telling us everything that we had any question to.
Yeah.
I just think
It's
that's
it's like
my
a big
only
exposition dump, you know?
yeah, that's just my only criticism is it's a little too all
perfect.
right,
A little
let's
bit too
wrap
much.
this let's wrap this up into a nice pretty bow and here you go audience.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good way to wind down after just seeing that corpse. People are still
Plus
trying to
it's like
process that.
why does this guy have all the answers? Why does this guy
He
have all
seems
the
to know a
answers?
lot, doesn't he? He has a
Yeah, he
whole
like
lot of
knows
insight in
everything.
Norman Bates here, doesn't he?
He knows everything. That's my only criticism. I think this is kind of it's too movie. It's too movie.
It's too movie.
It's too movie. Yeah.
Movie, stop
Yeah.
Too movie.
movieing.
Take this guy out, but then keep in the incredible just zoom in or whatever that ending shot of Anthony Perkins staring at the camera, smiling.
Yeah. And the line at the very end wouldn't hurt a fly. So good.
How are the Cycle sequels? They have that 4K at a nice price. Oh, Huck, do you mean this one?
Yeah, funny you mentioned that.
Exactly where I got it from. Groove.com with that 20% off coupon. Oof.
Yeah, Huck, I enjoyed Psycho 2 in particular. Definitely worth checking out. It's one of those rare sequels that's on point. Really nice.
Now
Anthony
this
Perkins
guy's
comes back as Norman Bates. It's really good.
this guy's still going.
Norman did kill his mother, right? Or did she just die of natural causes?
Um, I I think he killed her. I think he killed her.
I
Trying to
missed that
remember.
part of the wrap up.
Oh my god! Now he's going on about how the mind has 2%. Dude,
It's two identities.
come on,
I actually like
man.
this part. I might like his little speech at the end here, but I can see where it may feel like, gosh, this guy's just conveniently wrapping everything up. And he's got all the answers. It's
I'm
almost too
telling you.
convenient.
I'm telling you. And now he has
I
to.
love
Now
this
he has
part.
to.
Blanket. Yep.
Well, I love the fact where it's like, is my sister dead? Like, and everybody's like trying to figure out like, oh, she's dead, and what's Norman, and his mom's dead, and the one guy's like, so what about the 40K?
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, this part's good, Laren. This part right here, where it's zooming in and everything, that's good. That guy doing all that exposition or whatever that's called. Yeah, that's a little much.
Post Scavision. What's Norman thinking about? Ew, letting a fly just crawl all over you. Ugh, yucky.
Yeah, make sure you do the guest checkout, Huck. Don't sign in, otherwise you can't use your 20% off.
Ew, pulling it out of the bog.
Yeah.
The end.
The
Movies
end.
nowadays don't even really do that anymore. They don't say the end. It's just over.
And to think what we just watched was rated R.
I don't even think they said a single swear.
That felt like
Yep.
a PG at the best.
Wow.
Jaws was PG.
Tell me that ain't weird, right? How is Jaws PG and what we just watched is R?
Isn't that crazy? That is insane.
Who decides this
Yeah.
stuff?
It's one of the greats of all time right there. I just love it.
Man, Psycho. Yeah, sign up 20 for that coupon. Yeah, you can use it every time as long as you guess checkout. That is the cheat sheet.
Cheat.
But there we go. So James, final
Yeah.
thoughts on the film. Has it remained? Is it a new, has it climbed up your favorites? Is it still where it's at?
Yeah, it's just one of my all-time favorites, and it just every time you watch it, you just pick up something new from it, and it's just a timeless classic. And every time I watch it, which I'll plan to, for however many times I can, but I'll pick up something new every time, and it's just fresh every single time. It's just timeless, and one of Hitchcock's best movies is as close to a perfect film as I can think of, and it's just fantastic. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. It's one of the all-time best movies, and definitely pair it after seeing this with watching Bates Motel, the TV series. But
So you're more
highly recommend Psycho.
if you were to tell someone go watch this after Psycho, you're gonna say Bates Motel versus Psycho 2?
I would say, Psycho 2 as well. If you can watch all of it, great. But I would definitely recommend watching this movie probably twice, watching Psycho twice, letting it sort of sink in and kind of absorb it and appreciate, oh, okay, interesting, Norman Bates, Anthony Perkins, and then check out the 5 seasons of Bates Motel, and just sort of see, that interpretation of it. And so you get to see, of course, you're seeing Norman Bates here at this point in his life as a young adult, but you get to see Freddie Highmore play Norman Bates, kind of taking it back a couple of years before Marion Crane arriving to Bates Motel. So it's him in high school. You see him and his young mother, Norma Bates, and their relationship. He has a brother. And, you sort of see that early development, but you see the early seeds that would lead to the young man that you see in this movie. And, but with a slightly different, take on it. Of course, Rihanna ends up playing Marion Crane, the Janet Leigh character. Rihanna plays Marion Crane in Bates Motel, and it's kind of interesting where they go with her character. So it's a slight diversion from where the movie went, but I appreciated that. So yeah, I really enjoyed Bates Motel. That's a great watch, as well as Psycho 2. So a lot of good stuff in the Psycho universe to check out. So I highly recommend it.
And of course,
yeah.
we highly recommend the Psycho animated series as well. No, I'm kidding. There's no Psycho animated series.
Psycho animated series.
Now, is Bates Motel, is it 5 seasons? Like, are they preparing for a 6? Did it end off at 5?
It ended at 5. Yeah. It
Now,
ended at
like, it came
5.
to a conclusion. It wasn't canceled,
Yeah,
right?
it came to a conclusion. It came to, I thought it was fine. I thought the series overall was very well done. Very well done. I was really blown away by it.
It came to an end until they do the prequel to the prequel, which is like the House of Dragon. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if they actually announce a prequel to Bates Motel?
Yeah.
It's like, God, how much do I need to know of Norman? How messed up was he his whole life?
Yep. Yep.
He's a baby.
But
Yeah, he's
yeah,
like
it's
a
good stuff.
baby. He's like a sadistic baby coming out of the womb.
But yeah, it's
Oh
5
my God.
seasons, and it's 5 seasons, and it's fantastic. It helps answer that question. You had a question, oh, did Norman kill his mother? They address that in Bates Motel, and it's interesting, you know. And you see Vera Farmiga and Freddie Highmore throughout the whole 5 seasons, and there's a transformation at some point. So, but yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very nice take.
Yep. Well, there
But
we
yeah, I
go,
really do
everybody.
appreciate y'all having me tonight and everything, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it only made sense when we landed on Psycho as one of the movies that we were going to watch along. I was like, all right, well, let me think here. Who is a big Hitchcock fan? So, appreciate you coming back. This is your
Yeah,
second time here on the channel. Laren saying
absolutely.
thanks to all three of us. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here, Laren.
A second
Thank
time,
you,
hopefully
Larry.
many
Thank
more
you,
to
everybody.
come.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And everyone knows where to find you, but if they don't, your link's down below in the little @ symbol. You just
Okay.
click the @ and takes you right over to
Awesome.
James's channel. And we will be back, I think, in just 2 days. We have Bob's Blu-rays coming up
Oh,
next
cool.
with Saw.
One of my favorites.
So I mean, talk about going
That's awesome.
from a tame rated R movie to a pretty hardcore rated R
Let's go
movie.
chop some ankles.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone. It's been fun. Thank you for watching Mizzy.
Thank you, Mizzy.
Really want to shout out, you know, because it, you know, these are the loyals, right? These are the loyal people, Tony, all these people. But thanks to Mika for stopping by. You're a new
Mika.
timer here.
Yeah.
A new timer. You're a newcomer.
Newcomer.
There we go. You're a newcomer. So thank you
Yeah.
for hanging out with us.
And stay until the end. Too.
Also, who was it? It was Jeff, right? Who said that we were bad or something? Yeah, Jeff. Thank you for tuning in. I guess you're not a Durant hater, so welcome. You are now a loyal member here. So,
yes, welcome.
but yeah, really appreciate everyone that tuned in. Good night, everyone. Absolutely, good night. James, have fun at your conference. I don't know what you're doing
Thank
there.
you. I appreciate
but
it.
Have fun with your conference.
Certainly will.
We'll get this last one in here. I also love how the TV show shows that Norman had some issues earlier on and that it wasn't due to Norma's influence, which the movie leaves you to think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Alrighty.
it really it sort of adds to that lore. It's I simply can't recommend it enough. It's just really, really good. So
I'm gonna have to give it a watch in my downtime.
Give it a watch. Do you know where it's streaming? Is it streaming somewhere?
it was, I believe it was on AMC. I picked up the seasons on Blu-ray. So I have
Okay.
all 5 seasons on Blu-ray, but I think it was on AMC, and I mean, it could be available on demand, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
But
I'll probably just find it on totally legal and legit sites.
Oh yeah, cool.
yeah.
Great stream. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you, Mika.
Thank you.
All right, we're
Yep.
signing off, everybody. James, just hang around so we can do a formal goodbye, but we're going to sign
Okay.
off here on the stream. Until we see you in just a couple days, everyone. Keep being fans of something.